Once again, you are welcome to Edinite Technologies. For today's tutorials, we are going to be looking at PowerPoint for beginners. Okay, so it's good we start from the beginners level while we gear towards the advanced level of PowerPoint. Okay, the first thing you need to do is to make sure that your PowerPoint is downloaded into your computer system, and once that is done, you can go and get it from your start button. You locate Microsoft Office. Of course, you know that Microsoft PowerPoint is one among the many applications under Microsoft Office. So once you need it, you go to Microsoft Office. After you have installed your Microsoft Office, your PowerPoint will definitely be there. You click on it, click on Microsoft Office PowerPoint to launch it. Very simple. And then once you have launched it, you see a window here. Now the display you are seeing here is called the screen features of Microsoft PowerPoint. Now there are different aspects on these screen features. You have the title bar, where you have your presentation one. That is called the title bar. Now the title bar displays the name of the document you are working with. So the work of this bar is nothing else but to display the name of the document you are working with. So for the purpose of understanding, we are going to save this particular presentation we have initiated. Alright, so what do we do? In order to save, you click on what? Your office button. Your office button is located at the top left hand side of your screen. So once you click the office button, you will see an option for save here and save as. Any one of it you want to use is fine. They perform similar functions although different. Yeah, so if you click on save, it's gonna bring up the save as dialog box. That's the difference between the two. The first one, which is the save, allows you to save your documents as you are in process already, but the save as command is initiated when you are saving a document for the first time. So you notice that when we clicked on save, let's go over there again so you understand perfectly. When we clicked on save, we did not click on save as. Remember, we clicked on save and it brought out save as dialog box for us. So what does that mean? It means that when you are saving a document for the first time, save as is the command that should be used. Now this command gives you an opportunity to choose the particular location in the computer system where you wish to save your document. Now we have different locations here, ranging from your desktop down to the network places. Okay, so you can decide to save in your desktop, downloads, documents, pictures, and the rest of it. Now preferably it's good to save in documents. Now when I click on documents, I can select any of the folders I have here and save it on it. Okay, let me double click on lesson plan, and then it will now ask you for the file name. So what name do we give to this presentation? All right, let us use Edinite Business Presentation. And once you have done that, by default the save as type is on PowerPoint presentation, so you don't make any changes to that. You just click on what? Save. Now let's look very carefully on the title bar we discussed just few minutes ago. On the title bar now is the name that I have used to save this presentation. You see it there, Edenice Business Presentation. So like I told you, the title bar displays the name of the presentation you are working with or the document you are working with. Now, still on the title bar, by the top right side, you will notice that there are three commands here: the minimize, the maximize, and the close button. Of course, you should know this by now. This is used to minimize a particular window you are working with, and then maximize or restore down. It performs this particular command is a two-in-one command. It can help you to restore down the document you are working with or to maximize the window. Now this is for closing application. So now on the top left, you can see the quick access toolbar. This is the quick access toolbar. So if you want to customize it, you can see that what is there is the save command, the undo, and then the repeat save. So if you want to customize your quick access toolbar to be able to access some commands as quickly as possible, what do? You click on the quick access toolbar, you select those commands you wish to access as quickly as possible. So you can tick the new blank document is there. You can tick print preview, and then let's tick spelling. Alright, so we have made changes to the quick access toolbar now. So after the title bar, the next bar following it is what we call the menu bar. Now the menu bar displays the different menus that we will have in this particular PowerPoint application. Now on the home menu, there are different commands under specific ribbons. When you look carefully, you will notice that there are some demarcations here. Now this demarcation that is box-like harbors different commands, and then when you look at it, you will see that each ribbon has its own name. You have the clipboard ribbon, and you have the slides ribbon, you have the font ribbon, you have the paragraph ribbon, the drawing, and the editing ribbon. I hope you are still following at this point. Yeah, so just pay careful attention so that you don't miss out at any point. So particular to home menu are specific commands that are not found in other menus. So each menu has different commands. Just like the insert menu, the commands are different. The design menu, different commands. Animation, slideshow, review, and view, they all have different commands that helps to perform different functions. Okay, so now after the home menu, the next thing you see here is what we call the working environment. That's the white space you can see here. That is the working environment. After that, you have the status bar. The status bar displays the details pertaining the document you are working with. Now we are on slide 1 of 1. That is why you can see that on the status bar you have slide 1 of 1 under the number slide. You have your office team, you have your language, and as you begin to type, if you've made any errors, the status bar will also show you that you have made errors. Okay, now still on the status bar, we have the different view styles. You have the normal view, you have the slide shutter view, which is like this. You get to understand it better when we add more slides. Okay, so you have another view which is the slideshow, and then you have the zoom in and zoom out. Just from here you can decide to increase the zoom level of the presentation you are working with. All right, so The last bar, as we know, is the task bar. The task bar is the last bar in the computer system. It is located just at the bottom of the environment. So it has the status, it has the start button here, and you have the search engine. You have also other applications that are pinned to the taskbar. Of course, in one of our tutorials, I've taught you how to pin an application to the taskbar, so I don't think that's a problem for you. So we are not going to dwell on that for now. So coming to the home menu, let's try inserting new slides to see how it goes. Okay, the first slide in every presentation is called the title slide. This is called the title slide because it is the first slide, and that is where you write in, or you put in the title of the presentation you are creating. Now, when you look on the slides ribbon, you will see that there is a command for new slide, layout, reset, and delete. If you want to add new slide subsequent to these slides, you can add it automatically by clicking on this, and it has added a new slide. But for instance, you want to add a slide giving it your own layout view. You click on this new slide, this drop down arrow here. Now you will now be able to choose from each of the layouts that you can see here the particular layout you want to use. If you want to do a comparison, or if you want to do a two content layout, you can choose from here. Now when I click on comparison, you will notice that the new slide that added was not added by the computer itself. It allowed me to make a choice. See, the first slide we added, it was added automatically, but in the second slide we added, I chose this particular slide, and that is what it gives me, this particular layout, and that is what it gives me. Okay, now you can also decide to change the layout of a particular slide you are already working with. I can click on the layout view. Since it is comparison, I can decide to change it with content with caption, and then you see that this particular slide has been changed from comparison to content with caption without adding a new slide. I hope you are still following at this point. Okay, so let's delete this. Now we have this slide here. So let's work with these slides and see how it functions using the PowerPoint presentation. Now let's try to create something. On the first slide, I will decide to type Adonite's business presentation. And then for the subtitle, you can write the author's name, Now let's convert this to a small letter. Now I want this author's name to be just below this particular box, so you highlight it, you highlight it, you can make the color black, give it a black color. So in order to get this, the name of the author of this presentation down to the bottom of this box, you highlight it, click on align text, click on bottom, and then it is set. Alright, so you can decide to leave it at the center, or you can decide to give it a left alignment. Anyone you wish. Can drag this down to this place, and this is the author of the presentation. Alright, so once this is done, you will go back to the next slide. Now here we can type Ignite Technologies. So to add the next slide, you can use the shortcut Ctrl M to add another slide, and then you type business chain, and then to add another slide, you can decide to use the normal method of Ctrl plus M, or you right click. Just right click on this. First of all, click on this, just the direct down part of this slide, the last slide, right click on it and click on new slide. A new slide will be added. So once you have added the new slide, you type customer feedback, because a company deserves to hear the feedback from their customers in order to know how to serve them better. Now we can add another new slide and write thank you. So for instance, assuming I omitted a particular slide and I want to add it back, I just remember that I did not add revenue. So, and that revenue should be added between business chain and customers feedback. So what do? I just click in between the both slides. You can see that there is a straight line blinking there. Then you right click and you see what? New slide. So this is just a simple example of how to add slides of how to add a slide in between already existing slides. So once you have added that, you come here, click on what? Revenue. All right. Now, so having done this, we can decide to see how the menus work right now. Of course, you know this command, copy, cut, and format painter. We have talked about the new slide layout, reset, and delete. Now, you can see the font character here and the font size for formatting our text. You see the bold, italics, underline, just commands similar to those we have in our MS Word. So we don't need to dwell on it for so long. Now you have grow font and shrink font. We have also talked about this in MS Word. Simply, it is used to increase the size of the font and to reduce the size of a font. Now this one is for text shadow, to add shadow to your text. That's what it is used for. Now this is for character spacing, to adjust spacing between your characters. Now if you want the spacing to be tight, to become tight, very tight, you see how it is, no space at all. But if you want it on normal, good. If you want it to be loose, good. Very loose, all those options are there for you. Just hover around them and see how it goes. Now you have a command for change case. This helps you to change from either sentence case, lowercase, uppercase, capitalize each word, or toggle case. Now if you want to color your text, you can simply do that from here. Change the text color. Okay, if you want to give it a red color, good. you want to give it a dark blue color, good, you can give it from here. Now under the paragraph ribbon, you have different commands also. This is for bullets, to add bullets into your write-up. Now where do we use bullets? Let's check it out over here. Now when we are talking about the business chain, we can type out all the business chain that we do as a company. We have Edenite Technologies, we have Edenite Fashion Academy, we have Edenite Farm, we also have Edenite Kitchen. So let's work with just these four. Let's work with just these four. Now to be able to give a bullet style to this numbered list we have here, you have to highlight it first. Now click on bullets and numbering. You see different styles of bullets and numbering. You can see when you hover around it, it will enable you to add any one of it you wish to use. So let's assume we want to use this. So this is how it will look like. Okay, so at least this is the basics. Now for the numbering, if you want to use numbers also, you can highlight it first, highlight all the lists, and then you click on the little arrow, you select a particular number of your choice. When you hover around it, you see options for yourself. Alright, that is fine. Then you have your text alignment. You have the left alignment, the center alignment, you have the right alignment, you have the justify, and then you have the column command. This helps you to type in one column, two columns, three, and the rest of it. If you need more, you click on more columns. You can decide to format the column dialog box by adding the number of columns you need manually, and then you click what? Okay. Alright, now for text direction, our text direction is horizontal. If you want to rotate it to all text 90 degrees, good. If you want to rotate all text to 70 degrees, good. If you want to rotate stocked, then you can click like this. Alright, so but the perfect one is horizontal, and that is what we have been using. Now you have align text. Still on this align text, you have top, middle, and bottom, depending on where you want your text to appear. If you want it in the middle, good and fine. If you want it at the bottom of the box, good and fine. You see how it goes. So let's leave it at the top. Alright, now we have convert to smart art. If you want to convert this list we have here into smart art, it is very simple. You can decide to highlight all. Click on convert to smart art, and then you move around, you hover around it to see the particular one you can select. This one will help you to add pictures to all the business chain we have. You have you can use this also. Okay, so these are very sweet smart art designs, very cool. You can decide to use any of it. Alright, but as for me, let's go with this. So this is our smart art right now. Now you notice that once you have inserted the smart art, a design menu pops up here. By default, this design menu is not here, but it only appeared here because you invited the smart art design. So once you click outside the smart art, you notice that this design menu have disappeared, even the format menu. Okay, so pay attention to that. All right, So once you click on this, if you want to edit or format your smart art, you click on it. Once you have highlighted it, you go to your smart art. You can decide to change colors, you can decide to do anything to it, anything at all you want. All right, let's probably leave it on this. Okay, you see I've changed the color now. There are other things you can do with it. Just hover around the commands and you see how it goes. Now the next one, you see different shapes here. You can insert a shape into what you are doing, into the presentation you are working with. Let's go to Edenize Technologies. I can decide to insert a shape. I can decide to insert a rectangle shape. I click and drag and insert it. If I want to insert a rounded rectangle, good and fine. Can click and drag. If you want to make it double, Ctrl D to duplicate, you click and drag around it, and these are your shapes. So to delete them, very simple. Highlight each of them, click on delete, and they're off. Alright, so the next one, you have your shape fill, shape outline, and shape effects. Now this shape fill helps you to add colors to your text. Then the shape outline. Now the next one, you have your shape fill. Okay, so this shape fill helps you to add colors to your shape. So any shape you have invited, let's invite this shape again and see how it goes. We have this shape. So if we want to format it by giving it a color, you can come here and give it any color of your choice. Now you have your shape outline. You can click on shape outline. That's the outline of the shape, which is the line around the shape. You can increase the line width if you wish to, make it 3 points or 4 points or 6 points. When you hover around it, you see how it looks. Yeah, then you can decide to also change it to dashes, which is also nice. Change it to dashes. Okay, now you also have shape effects as a command here. If you want to add a shadow to your shape, good and fine. Add shadows to your shape, which is very perfect. Alright, now the last one before we end for this tutorial is the find, replace, and select. Okay, now how to use the find and replace. That's going to be the last we are going to do before we end our tutorials. Before we end our beginners tutorials for PowerPoint, this is just the first series, so subsequent series will be coming up in due course. Now let's use find and replace. For instance, we have Edenize Technologies all over here. We have like 4 of it. So let's say we want to find Edenize and replace it with another name. So you click on what? Find. Now the find now you click on what? Find. The find dialog box will pop out. Now what do you want to find? We are going to find Edenize Technology, no, Edenize as a name, and then you see replace. You click on replace. Then we want to replace it with global. Let's use the word global. Alright, so once you have typed that, you click on what? Replace all. So now you can see that PowerPoint has finished searching the presentation and has made what? 6 replacements. Now you click what? OK. Notice that all the places where Edenize was mentioned in this presentation is now being replaced by what? Global. Okay, so that is the work of find and replace. Very important command in the computer system. Very important command when you are using the PowerPoint presentation. All right, so with this we'll come to the end of this series in the beginners tutorial for PowerPoint. Watch out for the next series and stay tuned. Also, make sure you are following us on all our social media handles at Edenice Technologies. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to stay updated with our contents.